So I sort of have to laugh because originally when I did this prompt, I had a certain idea, and then like this week I was like planning for this prompt, and then I had another idea, and I'm like, you know, that changes the whole thing. So yeah, hopefully it goes well today. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. So very excited that you're here. It is Top 5 Wednesday. We're gonna have so much fun. Like I said, I almost chose, well first, pause, let me tell you what the prompt is first because that'd probably be helpful, then I'll share my explanation of what I almost did. So it is Top 5 Wednesday, but in case if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, in a nutshell, basically each week I answer a prompt using 5 books, but in this case I do manga to reflect the said prompt. And today's prompt is best or favorite caretakers. Shout out to all the herbalists, the apothecaries, the doctors, the caretakers, to all of those people who take care of characters who are sick, who are injured, who just need some assistance and need some help. We are spotlighting them. We are giving them some love today because they do be doing a lot in manga. You know, they be keeping people alive, and that's an important job. That's an important thing. Or, you know, like healing people and helping them stay well, which was actually the inspiration behind this prompt. Because, you know, my family was super sick, last month? Multiple months for this year. Thankfully, the last few weeks have been a lot better, and I'm so very grateful. But the inspiration behind this prompt was characters that we would want to take care of us when we're sick to help us feel better. And shout out to my Patreon and channel members who helped me to condense that significantly to best or favorite caretakers. I could not decide if I wanted to do favorite caretakers or best caretakers. So I feel like this is just gonna be like, well, after I edit the video, then I'll decide on the title. I don't really know. I realized because I was gonna do characters like Hinata, Sawako, a cat from this cat manga, that I feel like would all make me feel better and make sure that I rest, stay in bed so that I can recover faster. And I'm like, wait, they're not apothecaries or herbalists or, you know, any of those. And so I was like, I had to go do like some research an hour before this video because I'm like, I need some doctor manga. I need some doctor manga. So let's go ahead and dive in after that long explanation that nobody asked for, but I wanted to give anyway. Technically, for number 1, she's not apothecary, but I think she's a herbalist, so it does count. And I'm gonna say from the Saint's magic power is omnipotent. I know, guys, I know she's a saint, but if you've read this manga or you have seen the anime, Sei is OP. She really has some special saintly abilities where she can heal hundreds of people all at once, or at least 100 people. We're talking she can heal people who lost an arm and make that arm grow back to normal, okay? So she could definitely and is a very good caretaker, though she is a herbalist as well because one of the things she wanted to do in her past life is she wanted to pursue her passion of growing herbs, and that really wasn't an opportunity because she didn't work herself, you know, to her grave. She didn't do that because she was summoned before that time, and she really was happy with her job, but she typically was overworked if I remember right. And so she was not able to pursue herbs and stuff, but when she becomes a saint, yes she does. And I feel like that continues through all of the, 6-7 volumes that we have in English right now, at least for the manga. I think the light novels further, but I'm only currently reading the manga. But yeah, she grows things and then she uses her magical ability to see how it affects the herbs, if they grow faster, if they grow different, if they have better qualities in it, and then she uses those herbs to make a bunch of potions that help people. So I really feel like, say, she may not be an apothecary or a doctor, and technically, yeah, she may be a herbalist, but that's not her official title. I still feel like she fits because of all of the different people that she helps and how she's really always searching to grow in her knowledge. So I guess she wants to expand her knowledge rather than searching, but she's always expanding it. She's always wanting to learn new things and try new things and experiment with a lot of different things, so that really when she's using her magical abilities, when she's making potions, she is giving 110% of her all to help those that are going to be affected by her, like with the drinking potions and whatnot. And so I felt she was a perfect fit for this prompt, despite the title, because of just all of the crazy things and amazing things and miraculous things that she has done in this series, where I feel like she's a really, really good caretaker. And I love Sei. She's one of my favorite characters ever. Absolutely adore her, and I'm like, she has to be featured today because of that reason alone. Speaking of more favorite characters, for number 2, Shirra Yuki from Star with the Red Hair. I love and adore Shirra Yuki. She's amazing. It's really funny to me because Shirra Yuki and Sei are some of my best favorite shoujo girlies that there are in fiction. Penelope from Villains Are Destined to Die would be my number third one. I could speak in my excitement. And I'm like, I feel like I just do not talk about them enough, but I'm like, they really are genuinely my favorites. And Shirra Yuki, shout out to May because she mentioned, yes, you need to say Shirra Yuki, and Shirra Yuki is an incredible herbalist. I really admire her strength and how she is just not sacrificing her dream for romance, even though she deeply loves Zen. And I do have a video review up about this series. Shirra Yuki gives her all as well. She really wants to help people, and she is always learning. She's always trying new things as well. She doesn't have any magical abilities like Sei, but that doesn't stop her though. That doesn't stop her from being the best herbalist that she can be, and is very serious about her job and helping people. Really love seeing her in her zone. Is that the right word? Like in her zone, I guess. I feel like that's not the word I'm looking for, but when she's in her element, there we go. When she's in her element, she is just completely focused in on that. I mean, there was a time in the earlier volumes where Shirra Yuki is going with Zen. They're going to go help some knights because they found out that there's something like a sickness that is spreading. And Shirra Yuki is so focused on helping these people, these knights, that she doesn't remember to focus on her own health as well and actually gets sick when she's there. Not with the sickness that's happening, but just where she basically ran down herself, her immune system got weak, and then she ended up getting sick. And I'm like, Zen, thank you for being there to remind her that a herbalist needs to take care of herself too, that she can't just take care of other people. She has to remember to be strong, yes, but to worry or be concerned, not worry, be concerned about her own health and take care of herself as a herbalist. Because if a herbalist can't take care of herself, how is she going to take care of other people? She just can't. So Shirra Yuki is a very wonderful herbalist. I love, love, love this series. So thankful we're getting new volumes sometime later this year. I am ready. I think I pre-ordered this on Amazon because I wanted it like the same day it released. I was not willing to wait at all because I really have just missed her and all of these characters. They're so amazing and so very sweet and very courageous, and very much cheering our herbalist to continue to grow as a herbalist, but just as a young woman. Her goal is to be able to stand by Zen's side, and she is working towards a goal to be the court herbalist. And I'm like, girl, you got this. I'm cheering you on, and can't wait to see what happens next. It's very, very wonderful. And Shirra Yuki is just 10 out of 10 amazing. For number 3, this was also a suggestion by May, and when I saw it, I was like, girl, yes, this character has to be mentioned as well, and that is Yoon from Yona of the Dawn. He like fits in everything. He is definitely a caretaker. Where would her happy hungry bunch be without Yoon? Yoon is like the mama hen, yes, of this group, but he really keeps everybody fed. He keeps them together, and he definitely gives first aid when first aid is needed. And you know, Yoon is so wonderful. He's such a big heart. He's not just gonna give first aid to the happy hungry bunch and Yona and whatnot. No, he's even gonna help those who would be considered the enemy, that when he sees somebody in need and needs help, it doesn't matter what side or what country they're on. He's like, I'm gonna go help these people. And Yoon really does. Even when things are going on with Suwon and everybody, including myself at that time, is looking at Suwon as an enemy, Yoon is the one that is initiating, I think I know something that can help him. Yoon has such a big heart, and I really, really loved him in this series. He's definitely one of my favorite characters. I'm sad that when it comes to merch, he's so underrepresented. Him and Zeno both honestly are, but that's a story for another day. But Yoon, yeah, he has a huge heart, and I just feel like he's not necessarily a herbalist, though I'm sure he works with herbs. I'm blinking on if he actually has medical herbs for sure, yeah. And he has that experience and that knowledge, but also just fits the caretaker role so incredibly well. I'm thinking of the scenes where Yoon has just panicked and he telling them like they need to rest and they're trying to move, and Yoon just yells at them like, you need to be in the bed, you need to be resting, what are you doing right now? He's a caretaker and a doctor, and he is a special part of this series, and I love him. I love him. I'm so glad that May suggested him. I don't know if he was one of the characters that first came to mind since I had misinterpreted my own prompt, but I'm so happy to feature him today because he deserves all the love as well. And he definitely needs some time to just go chill and just relax. I feel like especially with the latest volume, he is being brave and courageous in his own way. And I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of Yoon and all the steps that he's taking, how he is just no longer just taking care of the happy, hungry bunch, but that he's thinking of other people, which he always has done. I mean, when he decides to join Yona, he's thinking of Yona, like not in a romantic way, but that was a huge step that he had to take considering how abrasive he was in the beginning. He wasn't necessarily mean, but I'm just like, Yoon, you need to calm down a little bit here, buddy. But as you can see, he's super sweet on this cover, and I love his friendship with Yona so very much. So Yoon had to be mentioned on this list for definitely best and favorite caretaker, and how he's just taking care of everybody and he's keeping everybody together. For number 4, she is one of my favorite caretakers in fiction, in manga, especially right now, and that's the eccentric doctor of the Moonflower Kingdom, and that is Kyoyo from this manga, I meant to say. Kyoyo is hilarious. I wish this series was not nearly as underrated as it is. Apothecary Diaries really overshines this manga, but I love this manga so very much. It's one of my favorite ongoing shoujo, and Kyoyo is a hoot. The way that she makes so many of her decisions based off the fact if there will be muscles, if there will be brawn, the buffet of brawn, I think is what they call it, and how she moves to another city because of this. Maybe that is not the best reason to go make a decision on something, but Kyoyo is so funny. And even if she may not have the best intentions of why she does things, or motivations, excuse me, she does have the best intentions when she's helping people, and she seems a little bit crazy. She does seem a little bit crazy. I mean, there's one time she has a surgery and she's looking a little bit too excited, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'd want to see that look on her face either if I was the one helping her so that this surgery goes really well. Like, Kyoyo? She is very, very eccentric. And in fact, when I, again, had misinterpreted this prompt, Kyoyo was going to be someone I was not going to mention simply because I would be a little bit afraid if Kyoyo had to, like, help me. Like, what kind of medicine or tea is she going to make me drink that smells super nasty? Like, I don't know if I could do it. I really don't. I do feel, though, that she would make sure I stayed in bed and got better. And even if I have my own reservations, I do feel like she's one of my favorite caretakers, and she is one of the best caretakers. She is so funny. I feel like that's my favorite part about her, but she may be very funny in general, but when it comes to taking care of people, she's very, very serious. And she doesn't understand that in this place that she's at, that they choose to believe these gods, supposedly, that they believe will help them if they just give enough money or they give enough sacrifices or whatever it is. And she's like, okay, this sort of needs surgery, not just you going to the temple all day and like giving all this money. You need to have surgery right now or you will not make it. And so sometimes it's interesting seeing Kyoyo and how passionate she gets when she's like, this could be cured if you just took, say, a certain medicine, had a certain surgery, which is, you know, definitely a major thing, but she does not quite get that. And so I do find her way that she reacts to things very interesting. I love how our male lead here, I forget his name, Prince, I can never say his name, that's why I can't remember it. I will put his name here because I never can remember how to say it, but I'm so glad that he sees that in her and that he knows that she can help make genuine change, really help people. Yes, I love Kyoyo very much. She is so much fun. I highly recommend this manga, especially if you're looking for a shoujo that is something similar to the Apothecary Diaries. It is different, but I feel like if you're looking for an eccentric female, this is it. I love it so much. Cannot wait for the next volume. Highly recommend. For number 5, I was really excited when I was like looking through my reading journal. I was like, I need just one more. I'm like, who else could I say? And I saw this and I was like, yes, this will work. So for number 5, I am saying Rishi from 7th Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. I don't see her as a villainess, but whatever. But yes, Rishi, I think I'm saying her name right, Arisha. I feel like I'm always saying it wrong. But yes, our best girl, because in her second life, she was an apothecary. While she's in her 7th time, or her 7th life, living out her 7th life now, she still is using her abilities, her talents, her knowledge from that lifetime in this one, especially in volume 4. I'm not going to go too in depth about that because that would be spoilers if you're not reading the manga or have not seen the anime, but I have loved it. And I think she would be such a fun apothecary to go to. I really feel like I was thinking about the scene where her and Arnold are having like a really late dinner in the middle of the night. She cooks this soup and she's like, I'm so sorry. I can't make food good because I'm too busy putting in herbs that will help your body feel better. So I don't think about the taste. I think about the nutrition of whatever we're eating. So it could be really hard for like Kyoyo, where I might have to eat something or drink something that's not going to taste that good, but they have the best intentions to help somebody feel better when it comes to the nutrition of things. And so I was thinking about that, and that's a prime example of how even if she's not the best cook when it comes to taste-wise, that she's thinking of the medical herbs, the things that can help a person to recover or feel better or just get better. I think she would be really fun to go see, and I really love how we're seeing things from that life now in her 7th time, or her 7th life. Feels weird to say it that way, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm not going to say any more else about her specifically, but I do have a video review up if you want to go check it out. The anime is great. Please go check out the anime. I very much loved it, but I was so excited to feature her, and I definitely feel like even if in this lifetime she is more of like a princess and she's just being a fiance and wanting to live a lazy life, which girl, she ain't living no lazy life. You keep telling yourself that, but you ain't. You ain't. She is still helping people, and I admire her so much. She is amazing, and another manga that I would highly recommend. Wish I could go more in detail today about her, but I really don't want to give spoilers. You just got to go read it and check it out because it's great. For my honorable mention, this manga technically has not came out yet, but it did get licensed earlier this year, I believe, and that is Colette Decides to Die. I always want to say Colette Needs to Die because that's always how I've seen it on like Twitter and social media, and I was really excited because Colette is an apothecary, and I actually have this on pre-order. I am very excited for it. It's basically Colette, yeah, she's an apothecary. She's very overworked, and she just doesn't get a break. She sort of wants one and decides to fall in this well. Her thinking, well, I'm not going to live anymore after this moment. Wrong. She falls down to like the bottom of the well, and she actually meets Hades himself, who has some kind of sickness or illness. She decides, well, since I'm dead, I'm just going to treat him. And it's very interesting because you see a little bit, or at least from what I've seen, images and whatnot, that there is some like Greek mythology influence. And my love for Idia in Twisted Wonderland, who represents, or is, you know, supposed to represent like Hercules, Hades from like the Disney movie, it is coming through, even though Hades in this manga is so cute and so adorable. He's not on the cover, but I'll try and share a picture of him here. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, she doesn't end up dying. She's now taking care of Hades and trying to help him recover because she's like, I can't just like leave him like this. It's obvious that he's in a lot of pain and he's uncomfortable, and I'm gonna do what I can to help this man, even if he's pretty grumpy. Their banter also seems really amazing. But she's an apothecary, very overworked apothecary, but she is one, and it comes out November 5th, I believe, like it's the first Tuesday in November. Very excited. I don't know if I said it, if I was just thinking it, but I did pre-order this on Amazon so I could read it the same day as it releases because I am just that curious. I know so many people, well, not so many people, I feel like in my circle of influence on Twitter/X, a lot of people I know were so excited for this manga and had been talking about it for what feels like forever, of saying license it, and we've got it, and it's a 2-in-1. That is my honorable mention. Can't say much about that one either, but the art looks really good, and for what I've seen, it seems like a really engaging story, and very much looking forward to reading it. So those are all my picks for today for herbalists, apothecaries, doctors, caretakers, all of them. Hopefully I did them justice. Hopefully they can get a break, though I'm so thankful that they take care of all of the characters that they do and keep our characters live and well and safe and well fed as well. So I would love to hear from you, friends. What are some caretakers that you feel are great in fiction that I didn't spotlight today? You're like, Laura, they need some love. Totally let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!